I will try and focus on different rows at a time. I think that's focused on the top row at the moment. So you have that one court card, the Queen of Cups, then the Nine of Swords reversed, then you have the Seven of Cups and the Nine of Cups. But we will be working down these columns to begin with. It's a very free-flowing reading, so the messages could permeate themselves through any of the other cards, angles, and situations as well. So just take on board whatever you're being, most in tuned with or most interested in. So the Queen of Cups is often a person in your life, and she is a water sign like yourself, so she could embody your own energies. She's very empathetic and sympathetic. She's a great listener. She feels from the heart. She can be a very good friend, one who is connected emotionally to you as well. And as I say, this could be just you guys feeling your Piscean vibes, like just being in that groove of the Pisces energy, that whole ability to feel and be very emotional and creative at the same time. If it is someone else, it could well be a water sign person or a rising water sign. It might be a friend or a potential partner or love interest or family member. Now, the second chakra, Archangel Ariel, is the sacral chakra. I'm kind of getting a double message here about the woman's parts, the ovaries and the womb. Some of you might have had problems with this, or you might be going through changes related to this in your life. Some of you might have endometriosis, which might need treating. There's a possibility that some of you are trying for a pregnancy. You could be having problems, or you might be on fertility treatments or something along those lines. But the Archangel Ariel, and as I said, angels are definitely around you. She is a really good one to call upon for stimulating that part of your body to clear blockages, if any of you are having problems there, to help bring in balance and to help clear away any issues. For some of you who might have had health problems related to that part of your body, she could perhaps clear some of those as well. So any sexual health problems, she could be very good at free-flowing it up and allowing less pain and more freedom and more productivity and more fertility from that part of your body. So that's also your creative part as well. You could do Reiki, you could go to physiotherapy, you could go through certain diets or change vitamins or minerals, add those to your body, or herbs or essential oils, or any of the natural therapies in life can be very, very good at helping to open up that chakra area. Wearing orange and eating orange foods is very beneficial too. And also for men, it's the same area and obviously the same colours, eating the oranges, wearing orange, and also the minerals and supplements and massages apply to you as well. And down here it says reward yourself. So perhaps some of you have been either concerned or worried or fretting over something, or feeling tight, like clenched in the area of your creativity, or, wanting more freedom from something, wanting to explore more or open up more somehow. So if you're constantly sort of trying this in your life and you're worried about something, or you're in a boxed zone, or you're not paying enough attention to the enjoyment of life and taking time off work or taking time away from your troubles or thoughts or your expectations and just going out and enjoying a sunny day, or walking around a park at lunchtime or in the afternoon, or going to a movie, or watching something funny on telly, or being with a friend for a couple of hours. Any of those are the rewards in life, and the more we do them, the more we free up any tension or anxiety as well. Coming to that, we get to the next column where we've got that Nine of Swords reversed, and then we have the Temple Path, and then we have Let Your Past Go. So the Nine of Swords is often about insomnia and nightmares and anxiety, and especially at night. So some of you might be having trouble sleeping. It might be causing you concern. You could be worried over your finances or a business or career options or relationships or your health. When the Nine of Swords is reversed, there's a degree of hidden agenda going on, possibly with situations around you or some form of dishonesty going on. Now, especially if some of you are meeting new people one way or another, whether this be in close relationships or new friends, or you're online and you're meeting new people through business opportunities, or you are creating, your own sort of communities somehow. There's a bit of a warning in your reading going on here about the fact that there could be some dishonesty going on, or some people who are not being upfront about the real reason they could be hanging around you or engaging with you. And that shows in the reversed Nine of Swords, but it also shows in this card here, the Seven of Cups. So it's just a bit of a cautionary note to take be aware of. But it also does say to you that worrying about situations doesn't actually solve anything. The only thing that solves a situation is looking into it and using logic and intelligence and making rational decisions and moving from that position forward. So it's kind of like doing your homework and finding out if you've got all the right information before you make a decision on perhaps new friendships or a new job, or loaning money to someone or purchasing something new. The Temple Path is very much a spiritual card talking to you about your spirituality or your soul's evolution. It's considered a karmic path card, so it's a little bit perhaps like the Wheel of Fortune or the Justice card. The little lights here on the card in this deck actually represent angels. So the message that came to you in the beginning about angels being around seems quite profound. There are a lot of them in the reading, and they're jumping forth to give you some sort of support or guidance or answers or insight. So the Temple Path is very much about healing or moving away from karmic issues in your life. Now, sometimes these do represent people or situations or relationships that may be around you, or that have been taking up your time, or have been causing you some sort of unrest or anxiety or tension. So it feels as though you are coming through a period where there has been something going on for some of you that may not have been feeling right. It may not have been feeling as though it was fitting with your integrity values or your soul's journey. So it also says let your past go. Some of you may be moving into a phase where you're letting people go from your life, and that's what might be causing some of the anxiety or tension. These could be friends, they could be family members, they could be romantic partners. This could be the beginning of some of you moving away from a marriage or, a long-term relationship. It could be coming to understand that you've got to a certain place in life where certain people haven't aligned to your values and you just can't meld with them anymore. So there is a feeling of people leaving and moving away, and I think we talked about that as well. I said walking away from things and the need for balance. So the words that came to me in the beginning are very much being passed across in the messages for sure. So if we come up here to this row with the Seven of Cups and the Angel of Balance and the relationship, and we also had the Rest and Rejuvenate, there's a lot in here again about relationships, and this can be with yourself as well. So don't forget that very prime important relationship with yourself. But this often means that there are people around or situations or options available to you, and you might be lured into some of them because they're attractive or sassy or, sexy or interesting, or they've got your, they've piqued your interest. But be careful which ones you take or look at, because some of them are not the right ones. They're not the right people, or they're not the right options for you. Now, this could be jobs, it could be situations that you're thinking of going into or doing or being around, and it could be people or relationships. So the Angel of Balance did come in, and she's clearly talking about the need to balance, especially emotions at this time. And we saw that with the Queen of Cups up in the very beginning card, that you could be feeling quite emotional at the moment in life. I think May has, so far with the readings I've done, has shown quite a determined message, that thread that's going through a lot of the signs. April was a much more light-filled month, I suppose you could say, and I think May has a degree of sternness involved in it, and also a degree of making people come to address things they've been hiding from, or stuff they've not wanted to face for a while. It's like it's all coming out. It's like, it's in your face. You can't get away from it. So the angel of balance will talk to each and every one of you at different levels, but you can pretty much assume it's emotional balance, it's physical balance, it's relationship balance, it's financial balance. Think of anything in your life and they're requesting that you balance it. Calm it down, tone it down, think it through, weigh it up, check it out, and take the time to make sure it's what you really need at the moment. And then we have the relationship card in the bottom down here, specifically talking about your relationships. And again, it's saying for some of you, you may have been in a period where you were unsure of what was going on or which direction you wanted to go in. And of course, this may not just be yourself, it may be people you care for, it could be partners or children or family members who you've been worried about as well. So any of the darkness that was around, it appears as though something is unfolding. It's like it's being unearthed and you're being shown more about why it has happened or how it is happening and perhaps the way forward. It feels as though for some of you it's about letting go of your past and putting yourself first more often and not, putting yourself last. This one here, it says your primary relationship is with yourself and God, and every other relationship follows from there. To attract, heal, or balance a relationship, snuggle more closely with your loving Creator. As you feel safe and loved within, so shall your other relationships bloom and prosper. So, there's more again about that whole, I'm trying to zoom in and out a little bit for you, so certain rows are more focused than others. But definitely this whole balance and relationship things is coming to fruition quite strongly. Now, if we take this one over here, the rest and rejuvenate, which was under that card, again, we see this, to me, it's very much about the body. All that white light coming in around his neck, shoulders, into the thorax, the stomach, the sacral area. So some of you may have literally had body problems, which I've mentioned before. Some of you, it could be neck and shoulders, head. You might have had migraines or neck aches or bones out of alignment that need physiotherapy or adjustment. Some of you could have lung, like breathing problems. You might have chest infections. Or it could even be related to the heart. You might have heart problems, and this could be literally broken hearts, or it could be physical hearts, checking your blood pressure, your cholesterol, and things like that. But there's no doubt that Reiki healing would be very good for a lot of you because that white light is basically Reiki energy. Also, any of the other forms of natural healings and modalities that are available could be really beneficial. So the card says rest and rejuvenation. So it's asking you to take some time out and replenish your body in particular and possibly your mind as well, since there seems to have been possibly a bit of anxiety going on. If we come to this last row, this beautiful card here, the Nine of Cups, and then Storm Warning, and then Ask. So the Nine of Cups is like the wish card. It's sort of saying, well, you're going to get something really cool that you've been waiting for or asking about. And often it is. And it's interesting that it says down here, ask. So something that might be on your mind that you've thought absolutely couldn't happen, and you go, no, it'll never happen, or what's the point, of pushing it any further, or what's the point of asking? They're saying, go ahead and ask, because something could come out of this. What you're passionate about at the moment, what you've been dreaming of, something will come to fruition. Now that's the top and bottom card, right? They're two really positive, good cards that talk to you about connection and making sure that you put it out there and focus on it to materialize it into this realm. The one in the middle, the Storm Warning, well, it's a bit of a glitchy thing. It's literally exactly what it looked like here yesterday. We had a massive storm. And when there's a storm warning, it can be that there is an issue going on. Now, it can be quite sudden, and it can be arduous, and it can involve other people. It can be arguments. and they can come up quite quickly, and it can be very tempestuous. So it could be people, again, leaving situations. It could be yourself causing this. You might go, "What? Right, I want this person or this situation or whatever it is I've been dealing with, I want it gone. And I'm going to do that by racking up a storm to get it out of my life." So it could be something like that. It could be you ready to get something out of your life, and you might be doing it with quite a determination and thinking, right, I'm no longer going to tolerate this or be in this way because of this certain thing or person or position or problem or issue. It's not about being fearful. So it's more about being conscious of whatever it is that's creating this storm feeling in you, and learning how to address it and deal with it and conquer it and, move it on and move it out, so that you have this happen and that your asking is answered. Perhaps you guys are asking for it. Perhaps you're saying, I want something really sorted out. So as I said, it can be a personal issue from within, about yourself, about personal places you want to be, or personal feelings or emotions or thoughts or belief systems or anything. Or it could be more broader reaching in terms of other relationships or aspects in your life. It could even be something for some of you wanting to change your career, and you think it's going to literally take a storm for you to get up and change and go in a different direction. So again, as a general reading, it has vast, different array of possibilities, and you'll have to decide for yourself which one you think it is and what you want to focus on and manifest to have happen.